Done.
So
For how long?
we might have to retape my special, but
You want to talk about it on the show?
yeah,
I'm curious as fuck.
Are you?
Big time.
Yeah, I'm totally okay talking about it.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, well, so yeah, what do you want to know?
So, like, you know, all I saw was what I saw on the internet of the taping, and then I texted you, and I was like, "How are you? Are you good? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Because the internet likes to drum up nonsense.
Yeah.
And you texted me some love back, and I just want to know how it went or what was the deal, like what was going on, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, when we left out of there that night, we thought like it went pretty good. Like,
you felt good after it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we got it because there was definitely some hang-ups. It was like, I mean, there was a lot of stress like going into it, you know? And I don't know if I want to go super down that road, but like I switched off my medicine because I wanted to have a little bit more emotional, like a storyline. I wanted to be able to like kind of connect a little bit more in some moments. And I was having trouble having any feelings because of antidepressants.
Yeah.
It was just hard. It's like you try to get a feeling and it kind of stalls out. It like gets stuck in the mud, you know? So that was kind of one thing. And then like the government put out this DHS video that made me really scared.
The immigration video?
Yeah.
Talk about pulling that out of context. They're so good at that. They just took something that had nothing to do with something else, you making a joke, and then they're like, he's our spokesperson. You're like, what? I didn't sign up for that.
Bro, and so I just got so much like hate stuff. I mean, a lot of it I didn't see, but I would just see enough where it was like, fuck, this is scary. And that Charlie Kirk thing had happened I think a couple weeks before. And so I started just getting real paranoid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I started getting real paranoid at home. I was paranoid about the show, like if there could be somebody in the audience, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
It just like, I think it made me really scared, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was happening. And then there was just kind of too many cooks in the kitchen on this set. And then during it, yeah, I was just like, I think my, like I just had too much. It was just, it was all kind of too much to, I think, get the show off as best as I could. And so that's all I left there thinking. Like I couldn't remember where the next joke kind of went.
Yeah, sure, because it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think people don't know that. I think I've said that 100 times is like, I always quote Dan Soder. Soder always goes like when someone says, oh, I didn't like, I like Theo more this way than the special or whatever, or that. But it's because like with this, you're getting it straight from the tap. He's like, you're getting it right. You're drinking out of the hose like you're a kid. Like this is drinking out of the hose in podcast world and internet world
and live stand up.
Yeah, when you do a taped special, there's so many more elements that go into it that people have no idea. Dude, I was changing when
people were just yelling shit out like tell the story, you know.
Yeah.
It was just, and it, you know, so that was fucking hectic. And I remember getting through that and being like, God, that was hell.
It's hard, but I wanted to know you were good when I hit you because I wanted to know that everything was okay. And you know, people have their own opinions on the internet over what went down, which is like that video that circulated of you talking to the fans after the show.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I don't even really remember it, you know?
Yeah, because you're running hot at the end of a show. You're not really paying attention to anything.
I think somebody had kept kind of bothering me a little bit. I don't want to say bother because people came to the show, but someone was being aggressive, kept asking me for something. Like, will you do this? Can you do this thing? Can you make me a video? And I feel like I was like, look, lady, I'm just trying to take my own life, okay? It's been a tough couple of months or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only place I can imagine that I would kind of say something like that. Or if I would just kind of said it flippantly or something. But I was trying to think of like what retort. Because it's not like I was like, hey guys, I'm just trying not to take my own life. It's been a tough couple of months. It's not like I was making a speech like that to somebody. But yeah, we left out of there and we thought like, oh shit, everything's good.
Yeah.
I think we got it. Let's wait and see in the edit. We went out to some country bar. We had a great time. Glenny Balls was there. My buddy Aaron was there. And then we wake up in the morning and there was just like a ton of shit online.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just can't even deal with all this. It made me learn a lot about online. And I didn't even look at it. Like I didn't even look at any of that stuff. And I haven't looked at any of the articles. One of them popped up when I was scrolling. It was like Theo bombs Netflix or something, which wasn't even true. It was just like, and there were moments during the show it was like, look guys, I'm just having a tough time. You know, like I remember I went out there on stage and my mouth immediately got extremely dry. And I was like, oh man, something is wrong.
Anxiety. You're excited and nervous about doing something so important to you.
That hadn't happened this whole time. Like, you know, and I was like, well, I can't go to my stool and get water right now. I just walked on stage. Like, they're clapping. I can't fucking take a break already. You know, like,
They're like, didn't you get water backstage, man? You're like, there's no water back there, man. We
Yeah.
keep it all on the stool. We don't got it back there, brother. It's only on the stool.
like the guy that shits when he gets right to work, dude.
Right. The moment he walks in the door, I got to shit right away. That's what it feels. I think it's an overwhelming feeling that cannot be articulated. I'm not smart enough to do it, but I do know what that feels like as a comic. But so what are you going to do now? You feel like you want to tape it again?
I literally, yesterday they just sent me another cut of, like, I gave them some notes on a cut.
Yeah.
They're sending me another cut. It might be fine. So we had 2 good halves.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to see, but then also, like, there's some stuff. I just wanted to have a little bit more of a story to it, which was the reason I was trying to have a little bit more feeling and emotion, so I could kind of like have a little bit more storyline in there about like growing up and life and a little, you know. And maybe that's me. I was trying to do too much. I don't know, but you start to realize that these are kind of they're kind of like photo albums for, you know, your time and or time you spent with this material. I mean, Neil Brennan said to me right before the show, he goes, hey man, this will be the last time you maybe ever do this material. So go out and have a great time with it, enjoy it,
Yeah.
you know, take your time with it. Get the, you know, these are things that have brought you close to people and that have brought people out and hopefully sometimes made people laugh. And so it was just like, there was just a lot going on, dude. And I was just like, I think I was just spreading myself too thin. I don't know. It's just a lot of shit. And I just don't know if I landed it as well as I would have liked to. But we had to restart a couple times. There was like a thing where I was like directing in my head because I wasn't, getting like certain information. I was like, well, if the stool was here in the first one, does it need to be there in the second one?
Right.
And where do I put it when I move it? Just little things like that. And then they had like 5 extra people there that didn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like they would radio and it would just go to the person right next to him. And it was like, we're living in a fucking... I almost thought it was somebody was playing a prank on me. And then I just gotten a security guy. So there's this fucking guy who was just fucking, I mean, you could put a piece of coal in his hand in the morning and you'd have a fucking
diamond when it comes out.
Oh, you'd have a fucking piece of coal that looked like it had a grill on it. You know what I'm saying? At least by the afternoon, like a fucking tough guy. And he'd been like stopping some of my friends. I just didn't even, everything was just kind of like a lot.
But
So,
where'd you find this guy, by the way? I'm always fascinated with security guards.
we found a guy, somebody in Nashville set us up with a guy that was there.
Like a military, ex-military?
Andrew Santino confronted Theo Von about bombing at his Netflix special, and Theo kind of lied here. So he gave the typical thing of which he did last time of, you know, ICE using his video in their video and the Charlie Kirk thing and all that stuff. But Theo is still sticking to he didn't bomb. And that whole thing at the end there was just after the show, and he just said a quick little joke, which may be the case. However, Theo Von bombed that set. And we know that from the audience there that went on the internet and said that half the people walked out because he bombed. So he's just trying to put it off as, oh, they just caught me at the end of a show at a weird moment, but it wasn't that. But he has to retape the special specifically because he bombed the special. He tanked it. And it's not the only one he bombed. He had just done a USO tour and he had bombed. So he bombed on that special and he has to retape it for Netflix, by the way. I wonder, like, does that cost Netflix more money? Or is it like a thing where they paid a guy and the guy has to go and shoot it and everything? And it comes out of his pay? I don't know how those deals work. But, I mean, hopefully Theo's better. I mean, according to Brendan Schaub, though, Theo probably just relapsed. And Schaub said this as he was defending Theo Von and kept bringing up the fact that Theo kind of had this problem during his first special, taping that. So, you know, Theo's demons still got to figure things out, according to Schaub. But I like the fact that Santino confronted him about it, though, trying to get the truth of it. But yeah, Theo bombed on stage at that special. He all his and what do you say? He got off antidepressants, so that didn't help with like his mood and everything. I don't know, but a lot of convoluted stuff. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.